Today, we'll introduce you to another group of actors and actresses who aren't just pretending to be skilled fighters on screen. They're the real deal. Why did Hollywood's top samurai work for free? How did a master of ground fighting break into the film industry? What led the Kill Bill star to transform into a deadly Asian assassin? Who brought the martial art of Silat to Western audiences? And who chose karate over dancing? Find out all this and more in our new video.
Wait up! Goodbye, everyone!
Real Fighters in Movies, Part 4. Japanese Samurai, Hiroyuki Sanada.
武家の棟梁たる者、書に秀でていることも寛容。何事にも長じていなければなりませんぞ。
This action star began his screen career as a child. Born in Tokyo, Hiroyuki Sanada got his start thanks to a neighbor, actor Kokichi Takada, who helped him land modeling gigs for children's magazines, and later a spot in the Himawari Theater Group. Sanada made his film debut before turning 6, sharing the screen with the legendary Sonny Chiba. Hiroyuki loved acting, finding movie sets far more exciting than school. Inspired by his cinematic heroes, like Bruce Lee and Steve McQueen, he began studying karate. A few years later, he joined Sonny Chiba's Japan Action Club, a training school for aspiring martial arts actors and stunt performers. Sanada took a brief break from acting to focus on his studies, but by 1978, his adult career had officially begun. He rose to fame as an action star in Shogun Samurai, and quickly became one of Japan's leading actors. His 1980s films, including Roaring Fire, Ninja in the Dragon's Den, and Royal Warriors, showcased his commitment to performing his own stunts. Sanada firmly believes that even dangerous stunts make films far more authentic when done by the actor rather than a double. Meanwhile, Hiroyuki studied English to break into Western cinema. By the late 1990s, he achieved his goal, earning a role in the Royal Shakespeare Company's production of King Lear. This paved the way for an even greater opportunity, a part alongside Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. Throughout his career, Hiroyuki Sanada has proven himself not only as Hollywood's quintessential samurai, but also as a versatile actor capable of excelling in diverse genres. His notable works include the first installment of the Samurai trilogy, The Twilight Samurai, the horror thriller Ring, the action comedy Rush Hour 3, reuniting him with his longtime friend Jackie Chan.
Tonight I lose a brother.
And the war drama The Railway Man. Sanada eventually moved to the US and became a staple in major Hollywood projects. His filmography includes The Wolverine, 47 Ronin, Avengers, Endgame, Mortal Kombat, and John Wick Chapter 4.
Don't repeat the mistake that fool in New York made.
Fools talk, cowards are silent, but wise men listen.
Despite his extensive martial arts experience, Sanada dedicates countless hours to rehearsing fight choreography for every role. He also meticulously reviews scripts to ensure they portray Eastern culture accurately, avoid stereotypes, and reflect authentic Japanese traditions. For him, representing Japan with integrity and serving as a cultural bridge between East and West are of utmost importance. This cultural consulting work was something Hiroyuki often did voluntarily. However, for the historical drama series Shogun, he was officially credited as a producer. In addition to starring as Lord Yoshi Toranaga, he collaborated with writers, costume designers, prop masters, and stunt choreographers. Sanada excelled in every aspect, earning the series comparisons to Game of Thrones, but with a distinctly Japanese flavor inspired by real historical events. Hiroyuki Sanada's success stems not only from his martial arts expertise, but also from his remarkable work ethic. His ability to deeply connect with his characters makes him a highly sought-after talent in Hollywood. Fans can look forward to many more projects featuring this exceptional actor. Randy Couture, the grappling master.
Oh, it's way bigger than that, darling.
No, that's a Chinese bird. We use the middle finger, they use the pinky. Oh, but if the shoe fits.
This fighter may not be as widely known as some of our previous heroes, but his athletic achievements are truly remarkable. Born in Washington State to a family of French-Canadian descent, Randy Couture became passionate about martial arts in high school, where he won the state wrestling championship. Even during his military service, he continued training and competing, adding boxing to his repertoire alongside Greco-Roman wrestling. After leaving the military, Randy focused on his wrestling career and found significant success. He became the Pan American Games champion in 1991, served as an alternate for the U.S. Olympic wrestling team, and won the NCAA Collegiate Championship 3 times. Couture attended Oklahoma State University, earning a bachelor's degree in foreign literature, a degree that also left him fluent in German. In the late 1990s, Randy transitioned to mixed martial arts, MMA, and made his debut in the UFC. He quickly gained fame as a master of ground and pound, with the force of his strikes in the ground position reportedly reaching 910 kilograms, over 2,000 pounds. In his first year as a professional fighter, Couture won the heavyweight championship. However, contract disputes led him to leave the UFC temporarily. Randy competed in Japan, but after facing several losses, he returned to the UFC in 2000. From then on, he dominated the organization, becoming the first fighter to win titles in 2 different weight classes. He claimed the heavyweight championship 3 times and the light heavyweight belt twice. One of his titles came at the age of 43, making him the oldest UFC champion in history, a feat accomplished after coming out of retirement. During a break in his fighting career, Couture took on various roles: UFC commentator, TV host, trainer, and leader of the MMA team Extreme Couture. He also explored acting for the first time, playing a fighter in the action movie Cradle to the Grave. Finding the experience enjoyable, Randy decided to focus on acting after retiring from sports at the age of 47. His most prominent role to date is Toll Road in the Expendables film series. He also appeared as himself in the sports drama series Ballers, which explores the hidden realities of professional athletics.
How'd you know whether you still had the gift?
You never really know till you get punched in the face.
Are you joking, Randy?
Do I look like I'm joking?
With several projects in the works, Couture recently starred in the fantasy action film Angels Fallen, Warriors of Peace. Lucy Liu, the Dangerous Asian.
Silly Caucasian girl likes to play with samurai swords.
Lucy Liu's roles in Kill Bill and Charlie's Angels cemented her status as one of the leading heroines in American action films. However, few people know that the actress is actually trained in martial arts. Born in New York City to Chinese immigrant parents, Lucy grew up in a hard-working household that strove to provide for 3 children, with Lucy being the youngest. She absorbed multiple cultures from an early age, speaking Chinese at home, learning English at school, and pursuing Filipino martial arts as a hobby. Studying the styles of Eskrima and Kali, she became proficient with various weapons and learned hand-to-hand combat techniques from Silat. Even so, martial arts never held the same priority for her as acting. Lucy loved watching movies on television and dreamed of becoming an actress, even though she rarely saw anyone like herself on screen. That dream began to take shape when she joined a college theater group and appeared in commercials after being discovered by a talent scout in the subway. In the early 1990s, Lucy began acting in films and TV, though opportunities for Asian actors were scarce. Her talent and determination eventually caught attention, leading to a breakout role in Ally McBeal as Ling Wu.
She wants to make me a judge?
Yes.
A real one?
Yes. If you...
Initially intended as a minor character, Ling became so popular with audiences that Lucy joined the main cast.
This is the broken engagement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. She refuses to return the ring, even though
You were engaged how long?
6 weeks.
She slept with you during this time?
Well, yes, we had relations,
She gets
but...
to keep the ring. Next case!
Following her major success in Charlie's Angels, Liu used her platform for good. She became a spokesperson for a breast cancer research foundation, a UNICEF ambassador, and a passionate advocate for various social issues. Her martial arts skills were put back to the test when she landed the role of O-Ren Ishii in Kill Bill. Liu underwent 3 months of rigorous sword fighting training and even learned Japanese for the role. Neither task was easy, as her earlier martial arts experience had long since faded into memory. By then, she had transitioned to maintaining her fitness primarily through handball, rather than combat training. Lucy delivered a masterful performance in Kill Bill and continued to showcase her fighting abilities in later roles, such as in 2012's The Man with the Iron Fists, where she played a brothel owner skilled in wielding bladed weapons. Over time, however, Liu shifted away from the dangerous Asian archetype. Her later work included acclaimed roles in series like Elementary and Why Women Kill, where her acting skills, rather than martial arts, took center stage. The technical Indonesian fighter, Iko Uwais.
Kan gue bilang, gue baru aja mulai.
This Indonesian action star, born Uwais Corni, was named after the 7th century Islamic figure Uwais al-Qarani. He began training in martial arts at the age of 10, heavily influenced by his grandfather, a martial arts master and founder of a Silat school. Silat is an ancient combat system and spiritual practice from Southeast Asia, known for its fluid, dance-like movements that conceal the deadly precision of its techniques. Key elements of this style include sharp strikes emphasizing agility and speed. The head of the school where Iko trained was his uncle, who also became his teacher. To this day, Iko values his family's traditions as a central part of his life, even though, as a teenager, he briefly traded martial arts for soccer and played on a professional team. Iko's rigorous training led to him winning the Indonesian National Pencak Silat Championship in 2005. He was also among the martial arts experts who performed demonstrations worldwide. In 2007, he appeared in a documentary about the art of Silat, directed by Gareth Evans. Evans was captivated by Iko's natural charisma and offered him the lead role in his crime action film, Merantau. At the time, Iko worked for the Indonesian telecommunications company Isia, but quit after signing a 5-year contract with Evans' production company. Acting inspired Iko to refine his martial arts skills further. For Merantau, for example, he mastered the tiger style of Silats. Meanwhile, audiences were introduced to the art of Silat through Iko's performances, particularly with the release of the Indonesian action masterpiece, The Raid. Iko choreographed all the fight scenes, blending traditional techniques with a modern cinematic approach, showcasing his stunning combat abilities in the lead role. Over the years, Iko starred in several more films, including The Raid 2 and Headshot. He also appeared in Hollywood productions such as Star Wars: The Force Awakens, the action thriller Triple Threat alongside Tony Jaa, and the action-packed Mile 22 with Mark Wahlberg. As a modern action star and martial arts film icon, Iko maintains his physical fitness with regular training. His workouts extend beyond traditional Silat, incorporating acrobatics, capoeira, and tai chi to add dynamism and flair to his fight scenes. Iko trains 2 to 3 times a week for 2 hours per session, focusing on endurance, strength, and agility. Though his filmography remains relatively small, with just 15 credits, Iko joined Sylvester Stallone's crew in 2022 to star in The Expendables 4.
I see you like to play with knives.
Well, I ain't playing no more. You're gonna give me the kill switch and we're gonna end all this. Come and get it, hero.
And with several upcoming projects, the future promises more thrilling performances from this Indonesian martial arts master. Cung Le, the Vietnamese Bruce Lee. Representing Vietnam on our list of real-life martial arts stars is Cung Le, born in 1972. He was born in Saigon just 3 days before its fall and integration into the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Due to the war, his mother, Anne, fled to the Philippines with her newborn son while his father was taken prisoner. After spending months in a refugee camp, Lee and his mother relocated to San Jose, California. Lee faced bullying from peers who saw him as different. To defend himself, he began training in martial arts at the age of 10, starting with Taekwondo. Over time, he mastered various grappling styles, including Sambo, and excelled in wrestling, becoming a top-ranked junior wrestler in the United States. Lee's martial arts journey expanded in college, where he studied disciplines like Judo, Karate, Muay Thai, boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the Southeast Asian art of Kun Tao, and the Vietnamese martial art Vo Vinam. He also dove into Chinese martial arts, particularly Sanda, a combat version of Wushu, often referred to as Chinese kickboxing. Lee achieved significant success in Sanda, winning the U.S. National Championship 3 consecutive times starting in 1994 and competing in World Championships. In the early 2000s, he transitioned to kickboxing and became a world champion under the International Kickboxing Federation. Lee's ambitions didn't stop there. In 2006, he ventured into MMA, where his exceptional kicking techniques made him a formidable opponent. By 2008, he had earned the Strikeforce Middleweight Championship. Around this time, Lee set his sights on another dream, breaking into the film industry, inspired by his idol, Bruce Lee. Lee's early acting roles were modest. In 2009, he appeared in the sports action movie fighting alongside Channing Tatum and the sci-fi horror film Pandora. Despite his burgeoning film career, he continued to fight professionally, competing in several bouts under the UFC banner. Today, Cung Le continues to forge his path in the entertainment industry. While his acting roles haven't yet garnered widespread attention, he is highly sought after as a stunt coordinator and fight choreographer. Additionally, he is exploring opportunities as a screenwriter and producer, ensuring his influence in action cinema continues to grow. Elodie Yung, Electra from Paris.
I was celebrating the hunt. You would know that had you been here.
I value my freedom. Dead animals lesser.
Well, you have no problem wearing them.
This French actress with Cambodian roots is known for portraying strong and fearless heroines. Elodie grew up in a tough Parisian suburb, where knowing how to defend oneself was essential. To keep her occupied, her father suggested she join an activity and gave her a choice: dance or karate. She chose karate and, by her teenage years, had earned a black belt. However, by the age of 20, Yung decided to leave the sport behind. She initially planned to become a judge and pursued a law degree at the University of Paris, but her true passion lay elsewhere, and she enrolled in the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. Shortly after graduating, Yung landed her first role in the TV series La Vie Devant Nous, and her feature film debut came with the action movie District 13: Ultimatum. The role required her to revisit her martial arts skills as she performed many complex stunts. Young's exotic looks and martial arts background caught the attention of directors, and she began landing more acting gigs. Although her roles were mostly minor at first, she made her Hollywood debut in 2011 with David Fincher's thriller The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, a remake of the original Danish film. Yung successfully established herself in the American film industry. A few years later, she appeared in the sci-fi action movie G.I. Joe: Retaliation, the epic action-adventure Gods of Egypt. and in 2016, the Daredevil series. Her martial arts skills played a pivotal role during auditions for the show, as her character, Elektra, was required to perform many fight sequences. On set, Yung not only revived her karate training, but also learned elements of Muay Thai and Capoeira. She admitted it was her most exciting role to date, and she was thrilled to reprise Elektra in Marvel's The Defenders. Other notable projects in her filmography include the action comedy The Hitman's Bodyguard and the TV series The Cleaning Lady, where she plays the lead role.
You should be saving lives, not scrubbing toilets. But why choose? I can save lives while scrubbing toilets.
The show has already aired 3 seasons, with a 4th one announced. Elodie admits that she trains intensively only when preparing for action films. In her personal life, she doesn't consider fitness a main hobby and prefers to relax with a cup of coffee when not working. Robin Shou, the star of Mortal Kombat.
I had to escape from jail. I am coming home.
Do not be rash, Cooke.
Rash. He has made every mistake in the ninja book.
The star of the 1995 fantasy action film Mortal Kombat, Robin Shou, was born in 1960 in British Hong Kong. When he was 10, his family moved to the United States, and he grew up in Los Angeles. At 19, Robin discovered martial arts, starting with karate during his studies at the University of California. However, after watching Jet Li's film The Shaolin Temple, he shifted his focus to wushu. Inspired by the discipline, Robin took a bold step in 1981. Just before his final year at university, he sold his car and used the money to travel to China to study wushu. His parents only found out where he was when his aunt wrote to them, revealing that Robin was in Nanjing. For a time, Shou struggled to decide on his future. On one hand, he was passionate about martial arts, but on the other, he was trying to follow a conventional path: education, career, and family. Returning to the University of California, he earned a bachelor's degree in civil engineering and started working in the field. But the job didn't bring him joy. During a vacation in Hong Kong to reflect on his future, fate intervened when he was offered a role as a stuntman in a film. That first opportunity opened the door to more, and over the next 2 years, Robin landed small roles in Hong Kong action films. The most notable was Tiger Cage 2. By 1994, however, Shou had grown tired of the Hong Kong film industry and returned to the US with plans to open a shop selling Chinese sports equipment. Hollywood, however, had other plans. Robin was approached to audition for the film adaptation of the first 2 Mortal Kombat games. Initially, he refused, but his agent begged him to attend the casting. After 7 auditions, Robin landed the role of Liu Kang, which catapulted him to fame. Other films in Shou's portfolio include Beverly Hills Ninja, the Death Race franchise, and Mortal Kombat: Annihilation, the sequel to the first Mortal Kombat film. Since 2014, Robin has largely stepped away from acting and rarely makes public appearances. However, he hasn't given up on his dream of directing his own film. In his free time, he takes pottery classes, draws, welds, and works with wood. He finds joy in creating things with his hands, embracing a wide array of crafts and artistic pursuits. Reptile Keith Cooke.
Oh, Brian, you're gonna need it. All I'm gonna need is a broom to sweep up after what's left of you and your fucking tin man here. If that's the best he can do, we have nothing to worry about. So.
American martial artist Keith Cooke is a man of many talents, having mastered wushu, taekwondo, and karate. Born in Seattle to a Japanese father and an American mother of Scottish descent, Cooke began studying wushu at the age of 14. By 21, he was training in China, dedicating 5 hours a day to perfecting his skills. His hard work paid off, and in 1983, Cooke started competing in tournaments, taking 2 second-place finishes in his first competition. Interestingly, one of his losses in the weapons category was to martial arts legend Cynthia Rothrock. By the following year, he was winning first-place titles, and by 1985, Cooke had gained widespread recognition in the martial arts world. Over the course of 15 years in competitive martial arts, Cooke earned numerous accolades, including 6 national championships and 5 world titles. In 1985, he was inducted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame, cementing his reputation as one of the top martial artists of his generation. By 1988, Cooke transitioned into the film industry, with his first role being a small part in the adventure-action movie Picasso Trigger. Shortly after, he appeared in both installments of China O'Brien alongside Cynthia Rothrock. Early in his career, Cooke used his father's surname, Hirabayashi, but he was advised to adopt his mother's more Americanized last name. Cooke's martial arts skills were fully showcased in the 1990 sports film The King of the Kickboxers. He played the mentor of the main character, a cop, portraying a hard-drinking but highly skilled trainer who helps prepare his student for battle.
Let me down! I'll be back soon!
After a few smaller roles, Cooke caught the attention of then up-and-coming director Paul William Scott Anderson, who was working on an adaptation of the video game Mortal Kombat. Cooke originally auditioned for the lead role of Liu Kang, but ended up being cast as the iconic character Reptile. Although his role in the first film was relatively small, his memorable fight sequence highlighted his exceptional martial arts prowess. Cooke's screen time was expanded in the sequel, Mortal Kombat: Annihilation, but the film failed to live up to its predecessor's success. In the late 1990s, Cooke reunited with Robin Shou in Beverly Hills Ninja. Afterward, his film career began to decline, with sporadic appearances in minor and cameo roles. Today, Keith Cooke focuses on his Los Angeles-based fitness and martial arts school, where he teaches karate and fitness training. While his time in the spotlight may have faded, Cooke's contributions to martial arts and action cinema remain an enduring part of his legacy. The Perfect Weapon, Jeff Speakman.
It's break time, guys.
Jeff Speakman, born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, excelled in diving during his high school years. Despite training without a coach, he managed to set several county records. In college, Speakman studied psychology with an additional focus on biology. But his life took a new direction after he watched the television show Kung Fu. Inspired by the series, he developed an interest in martial arts. Speakman began his martial arts journey with the Okinawan karate style of Goju Ryu, earning a black belt. His instructor then encouraged him to train with Ed Parker, a renowned martial arts master in the United States. To afford this opportunity, Speakman sold his car and dedicated years to studying American Kenpo karate, a discipline founded by Parker. Speakman achieved a black belt in this style as well. Ed Parker's reputation in Hollywood helped bring Speakman to the attention of the film industry. In 1987, he made his first on-screen appearance, and by 1991, he landed the leading role in the action film The Perfect Weapon. This breakout role was followed by other movies, including Street Night, The Expert, and Deadly Outbreak. Alongside his acting career, Speakman continued teaching martial arts, and in 1993, he was inducted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame as Instructor of the Year. For Speakman, cinema was always secondary to martial arts. He didn't begin formal acting training until later in his career and disappeared from the screen entirely in 2006. Despite this, he remained deeply committed to accurately portraying martial arts on film, hoping to inspire children and young people to channel their energy into sports rather than breaking the law. This dedication extended into his off-screen life when he became the director of an international Kenpo karate organization, overseeing more than 50 schools worldwide. In 2013, Speakman was diagnosed with throat cancer, but has since fully recovered. He continues to train, expand his network of schools, and develop the Kenpo karate style, considering himself a successor to Ed Parker's legacy. Speakman also hosts annual seminars focused on unity, a core value promoted by Parker. Jeff firmly believes that the idea of uniting martial artists is more relevant today than ever before. Lorenzo Lamas, actor turned pilot.
Something about you bugs me.
I can't imagine what that would be.
90s action star. Lorenzo Lamas was born in 1958 in Santa Monica, California. His career path seemed preordained, as both his parents were well-known actors, Argentine-born Fernando Lamas and American actress Arlene Dahl, who had Norwegian roots. After his birth, his parents divorced, and his stepmother became another Hollywood legend, Esther Williams. At the age of 5, Lorenzo dreamed of becoming a screen star. His first role came in 1969, playing an Indian boy in a film, though he went uncredited. Alongside his early forays into acting, Lorenzo received a strong education at a private school, and, with his father's support, joined Tony Barr's Film Actors Workshop. His early notable appearances included a small part in the musical Grease and a prominent role in the TV drama Falcon Crest, in which he starred for all 9 seasons. While Falcon Crest made him a household name in the US, Lorenzo decided to pivot toward action films in the late 80s. By then, he had been practicing martial arts for a decade, earning black belts in karate and taekwondo. Lamas built a solid reputation in action cinema with films like Snake Eater, Streets of Death, Final Impact, and The Swordsman. He also starred as the lead in the TV series Renegade for 5 seasons.
I never seen a bounty hunter look like Axl Rose.
Check all you like. I got all night.
While his filmography in the 2000s continued to be dominated by action films, Lorenzo branched out into dramas, horrors, and comedies, though many of these projects received limited attention and low critical scores. Lorenzo's life outside of acting has been just as eventful. Married 5 times, he toured with a cabaret show, served on the board of a charity organization, participated in reality TV, and pursued a career as a helicopter and airplane pilot. Initially, he flew tourists, but now he works as a pilot for an air ambulance service. He also frequently volunteers, flying children from underprivileged backgrounds to summer camps, and helping transport individuals who are too sick or financially unable to travel by regular means. Which fighter from this list impressed you the most? And don't forget to tell us in the comments who you'd like us to cover next.